Hey DJ, congratulations. What was the emotion like when you got picked and where did you expect to get picked? Did you think it was going to come earlier than this?
I mean, really, this was on time for the most part. People was telling me 3 through 5, so I really just kept on praying on it. And once I got that call, man, unexplainable. Like it was unexplainable, man.
James,
DJ, I'm seeing a smile. Obviously, congrats again. What do
So,
you think you can bring to the NFL level, and what are some traits in your game for people who aren't familiar that you think can translate?
man, productivity, man. That's the main thing. Just immediate productivity, like wherever special teams, whether that's on offense or whether that's just competing in the room to help other people better, like just like in the weight room, anywhere I could like, immediate production. That's the main thing. And just have some worth on the team.
And then one quick follow up: I see you had a ton of catches in college. Obviously, feel comfortable with that. How did you develop your pass catching ability out of the backfield?
Just getting on the jugs every day at practice. Um, just catching every day before, after practice, during practice. Just confidence, just knowing like I've been catching my whole life. It ain't no different from catching when I was in the backyard playing backyard football. It's the same thing. Just having that confidence and belief in yourself.
Chap,
DG, how much interest had the Colts did through the process show in you, or was this something of a surprise?
I mean, I talked to the coach and I had good meetings with the coach. I'm not gonna say I was surprised. I came back down there for a recheck and different things like that. So I've been around the facility. So no, I wouldn't say I'm surprised.
A follow-up. Well, you're running and receiving, or it's obvious with the production, like you said. Pass protection. How would you consider? How would you rate yourself as a blocker?
So my blocking ability, I say I'm confident in my blocking, like 100% confident. I'm not like ain't no excuses. I was just battling things throughout the season, and it kind of like hindered my confidence by a little bit. But I done had surgery, so I know who to block. I could pick up, I could learn protections easily. Now it's just better technique. So, and I know that's gonna come for sure.
Did you say you did have surgery
Yes, sir.
on?
On my hand, my wrist.
Okay.
Joel,
DJ, what do you know about Jonathan Taylor? How much have you watched of him and what do you think it'll be like to be in the same room with him?
I wouldn't say I watch him that much. I'm not gonna lie, but I do homework on him. Good player and really just pushing everybody. Like that's the main thing. Just competing.
Nate,
Yeah, DJ, along the lines of pass protection, what do you think are some of the biggest keys in becoming a great pass protector at the next level, and how do you plan to kind of work on that craft and get it to be as good as it can be?
Man, like really just get my confidence back. That's just the main thing. Like I said, technique. I know the technique, just it's just doing it now. Like being confident that I'm not going like I'm balanced, like going like nah, I'm just 100% just hitting somebody, pressing the line, inside hands, like using your hands when you blocking. That's the main thing. So now, like I'm 100%, I'm healthy on that. So yeah.
What exactly was, I guess, going on with your hand?
I mean, it happened at the beginning of the season, like second game of the season. I had tore some ligaments in my hand, and it was kind of like popping in and out of place and different things like that. But like I said, I'm healthy now, so
Kevin,
DJ, how do you describe yourself as a runner?
I'll say that. First I'm 3 down back. Like I believe, like I said, my blocking, my passing, uh, my catching. I mean, my running. I got confidence in all those things. So I say 3 down back overall. Like I want to run inside the tackles, outside the tackles. Really just versatile. Like just tell me what to do, coach me up, and we could do that.
I know you met with a lot of teams. Do you recall the Colts specifically mentioning that pass catching role as something that they'd like to see you compete for?
I can't recall off the back, but you know, a lot of teams, that's the main thing they were saying. Like, you know, they want a running back that's versatile. They don't want just no 2 down back, 1 down back. They want a back they ain't got to take out the game or worry about taking out the game. So
James,
DJ, I'm reading your bio. It says you were a no-star recruit. Obviously, you worked your butt off to get to where you are now. So, what would you describe as the hardest part of the journey, and then also the most gratifying part of kind of getting out the mud?
the hardest part was just confidence, bro. Like I know I keep saying confidence, but I'm not gonna lie, that was the hardest part. Just knowing, cause where I play football, like where I come from, it's like you're not seeing nobody do certain things. Like for real, like nobody was going D1. Nobody was the best this in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you make it to that next level, you like, oh, everybody was like the best in the country. Everybody was this and that, and like you kind of like doubt yourself a little bit because you went around all that. But you know, like just staying down, keep working, gaining confidence was the hardest thing. And then you said, what was the other part?
I said, what's the most gratifying part of staying down and getting out the mud, and now you can call yourself an NBA? I mean, not NBA, NFL player.
Oh yeah, so the most gratifying part is just trusting the process. I ain't gonna lie, like never giving up, putting my faith in God, listening to the coaches, trusting my teammates, like it is overall just never giving up, trusting the process, and then being an inspiration to other kids in the community that want to be where I'm at or want to go down the same route, but just they down themselves. So like just being the example.